It's the 8th, October. She breaks down to a 7. I usually love this. Number's a fun one to play around with. It's got knowledge. 7's got injury, for no better word. Loner for solitude. Injury is like maybe taking heed to damage done, whether it be in battle or out upon seas, or coming to light to things that needs attention and fixing or tweaking. So 7's a fun one for today's breakdown. Also interesting for the 8th, we're talking the dark places. Jesus, the very thought of thee with sweetness fills us. Jesus, this is this wholesome, pure lamb. The thought of thee fills us with sweetness. Sweetness is an aromatic taste that brings a sense of joy to your life. Yes, love me until just to think of me means joy. Bringing of gladness at the thought of one very near and dear. It's like being able to see a loved one and a trial that's been taking you emotionally for a journey. Seeing that close, near, dear warming up the heart, giving us a second wind. I just saw a video of a general, like this fucking heartwarming video of a cat in a race. He's running, buddy, and he's passing next to a lot of other runners in this race. And he comes around the bend, and his mom's right there, and she's running along. Let's go, baby, let's go. And all of a sudden, he's just speeding up. His mom's running with him. He just sees her, and he just starts passing opponents, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That name brings light. That's the lamp you're holding that only shines thus the path at your feet. That's a sense of you just being able to pull upon strength in the most hardest times with just one thought. Thought is powerful. Thought is creation. It's wonderful. It is the balm for all sorrows, the thought of me. The two balm together. It's a binding of all hurdles, or it's a binding together of all opposition and putting it in its place, in its true perceived nature, with the power backing you at hand. This name and thought, this bringing to healing for all physical, mental, and spiritual ills, you can always find in thinking of me and speaking of me. Are doubts and fears in your heart? Then think of me. Speak of me instead of those fears and doubts. There will flow into your heart in a being of such sweetness and joy and calmness as it is beyond any joy on earth or comfort or consolement. This is an unfailing, never doubted courage, courage, courage. Fear nothing. Rejoice, even in the darkest places, rejoice. It's a Goggins in your head. You might be having the upper hand in all situations, avenues, and areas, even utilizing me to my own demise. I will still rejoice and know that I am victorious in drudging with purpose, and that I have a power that will pull me through this, lurking and lullabying my oppressors, the ones pulling strings, but I'm still shining in the mire. That's fucking power. That's beautiful power. To be able to rejoice even in the darkest places. It's like you're going through confusion and chaos, but you know you're still packing, bro. You know something's up there. Jesus, the very thought of thee sweetens and fills us. I can't speak enough to that. Me personally knowing it, and the times we live, and the craziness that the church has become. To be the ones on the outskirts and not plugged in to the buildings with gymnasiums. The church, the temple, you can have your people, the group, the called. That's where I play. Those boxes should be a resting and a recovery center to go back into the field. It's not a safe house. That's the church. That's the concept I grew up in. Numerology for today. It's 8 p.m. Hitting it a little late. I've been busy, been wild, super fun. Expand thyself. Oh, that's probably where I was. Expand thyself today. Come to understand the energy or the entity of thyself and the entirety of it. Look to examine the parts that lead to the whole, and the whole created by its pieces. This is a very fractal puzzle we play upon. It's this little this game board we set our pieces upon and play out. We are just fractal, and it's beautiful. It's powerful because we are connected. Very mosaic. Come to feel the power. 8. You have resting from within. Seek to harmonize all aspects of thyself in order to better understand your true nature. Move out any karmatic imbalance that prevents the union of self. The whole slew of things. Mainly fear. Mainly not being able to be glad. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Bro, I was singing that all day with my kids at the park. It's like 7 a.m. We're waking up the zoo literally on the other side of the biosphere. Anyways. Imbalances. Get into your childlike nature. You have checks and balances, energetically, spiritually speaking, karmatically speaking, which is like saying, hey man, I'm going to move forward or I'm going to move out of town. All debtors are getting alerted because you went and spouted out, I'm shipping out of here. If there's imbalances, there's debts to be paid. Know that we all share a karmatic debt that lingers on throughout lineage. There's also throughout your line certain aspects individually tailored to you and your legacy thereof, or that had been before. Help bring a union of that to prevent the imbalance. Let go of the past attachments that hold thyself back. Expand the inner powers, understanding. Expand your inner powers outwardly and come to find what purpose this energy has in the material world. We are but creating reality with thoughts. Our brain is a muscle Jim Rohn speaks of this, and I back him up. I forgot who his mentor or where he got that from. This clip he mentioned, this is who I heard it from. It's true. Your brain is a muscle, bro. Thoughts into reality. Process. Gut, brain, heart. We got, multiple brains going on, trying to bring forth reality. Expanding your inner powers outwardly is just saying there's a process to get this unlocked, to shine through and out. And once that process is unlocked and you find out what that purpose is, that energy has material longing to become existing in this world. So find ways to correlate these inner powers, especially monetary opportunities. For today, it's a 7. This is knowledge. This is solitude or loner. This is where you do your inner workings and the injuries you recover. So find ways to create your inner power into monetary opportunities. Further develop yourself into the greatest person you can become. It's always a game of betterment of self. It's being better than your old self, dying anew every morning, trying to push forward in the purpose, and always learning something, ideally towards what you're moving forward and aiming at. Start to harness the potential that you have within. This is what we're saying. Begin to fully understand the powers you have and how to cultivate them and create them into superpowers that bring you closer to prosperity. Prosperity to me is longevity. Prosperity to me is health. Prosperity to me is a loving family. Prosperity to me is compassion and empathy in actions with others. Prosperity to me is seeing smiles on faces when I get to catch them at a glance. Prosperity to me is seeing others win and know some way I had a part to do with it, ideally unknowingly to most. Prosperity to me is being able to see children or people I see as my own flourish and unveiling new talents, new skills of utility, emulating love. That's fucking prosperity to me. Through all these steps, evolve your knowledge of who you are and who you and where you can grow. Then look externally to enhance your understanding. This is another 7. Knowledge, understanding, love it, of how money flows, because money is an attraction based. A lot of people have negative connotations towards money or ideas or their interactions with money. There's always a negative. Man, money wants to be circulated. Money wants to come to people who want it, who want to do good. This, I think, is a frequency, that currency that we call money likes to operate with and align with. So start to learn how how it flows. Money, because money flows. It likes to move. Money's a currency. We named it that. Like, it likes to be that. Start to learn how you can begin to masterfully move through this world and obtain all that you wish. Know what you're wishing for, because you could obtain it and it slip right through your fingers and not know, and then look back on life and say, holy crap, dude, at one point in time I had what I wish I most valued and wanted. Stay tapped in. 808. Loving life. Staying large. Thinking even larger. And move as if you will never fail. Because ultimately failure is just a learning curve to a certain way of perceiving stuff in isolated moments. Gang gang.